What's up, family? Richard Gilboa again. I want to give you a quick video on personal credit. I want everybody to build a personal credit up. The reason being is because I mentioned in another video before, um, I missed out on the opportunity. I was supposed to own a 44 unit apartment building just by using my personal credit, but my credit wasn't in position. I want everybody to get their credit in position. So because of that, I'm gonna give y'all a list of accounts that you can use to build your credit. Now, there's a whole bunch of different things that goes into personal credit when it comes to building your scores to get that 800 credit score, that 700 credit score. Most people never see that in their life, and there's a few different things. There's a few different reasons that grows a few different things that grow your personal credit profile, your personal credit scores. The scores is also not as important as the profile. The profile is the most important thing. You can have an 18-year-old with a 700 credit score, a 750 credit score, and they'll still get denied for some things. The reason being is because their profile doesn't look strong. Their scores are high, but on paper they don't look like they can be responsible with money, so nobody will give them any. But these accounts, once you add these accounts, you should be able to look professional on paper. And also, you don't want to go and add all these good accounts, and you still got negative accounts on your credit. You have to fix the negative items as well. I try to put it in perspective. Think about it like this: you can work at a job for 5 years. You'll come in every day on time or a little early. You always get your job done. And that one day you come in late, for whatever reason, they don't let you live it down. That's how it is with credit. You have all these positive accounts, but look at these negatives. They're not gonna look at the positives and say, "Man, you good." We're not even gonna worry about the negatives. They're gonna say, "I see all your positive accounts, but what happened with all these negatives? Why you have these collections? Why you have these charge-offs? Why you got that repo? Why you got that bankruptcy?" They're gonna worry about that. It doesn't matter how good you're doing with all the other stuff. You can't put glitter on trash and think that everybody's gonna like it. If you have a lot of negatives on your account, it's kind of trash. You don't want to just put it. You don't want to spruce it up and put all kind of nice things on it because it's still trash. Fix it up, clean it up first, and then add the positive things. Or while you're cleaning it up, add the positive things. But you have to get the negatives off. You can't go to banks and ask for money with negative items on your credit. If you are approved, you're gonna get dramatically a lot less than you would if you had the negatives removed. So just get them removed. If you need help removing them, I can help you to remove them. We do credit repair as well. So the first one, and I'm gonna put some links so that y'all can get to them easier. The first one is gonna be Rental Kharma. The next one is gonna be Rent Reporters. I put both of those two together because they both report rent to the credit bureaus. So it's going to show up as a positive account on your credit. If you don't rent somewhere, if you own your house, but like your parents, you have something at their house, you give them money, you can consider that rent. You're renting out space over there, or you're renting out a room over there. All they have to do, whoever you rent from, even if it's an apartment building, all you have to do is get rental Kharma or rent reporters connected with them. They're going to rent reporters and rental Kharma is going to connect with them and ask, how long has this person been there for? If you've been there 5 years, it's going to open a new account on your credit, but it's not going to look like a new account. It's going to look like a 5-year-old account. If you've been there 5 years, if you've been there 3 years, it's going to look like a 3-year-old account, so it's not brand new. That's another thing that goes into your credit is the credit age. They want you to have a certain amount of time with credit history in order to get certain types of funding. Because if you just come and you got 10 brand new accounts, that doesn't mean anything. You haven't been responsible. You don't have any payment history. We can't tell on paper that you actually are responsible with that money because you just got them. You could default next month, you know. But with rent reporters and rental Kharma, they'll connect with your landlord, whoever it is, mom, dad, sister, brother, auntie, apartment building, whatever it is. They'll connect with them and ask every month, has this person paid their rent on time? If they say yes, it'll report as a positive payment history on your credit. So it'll open up a new 5-year account. The person who says that you are renting from them has to have their name on the title. So rent reporter, rent reporters, rental karma. It'll add a 5-year account to your credit if you've been there 5 years. If the people say you've been there 5 years, it'll also add 2 years of positive payment history, 24 months of positive payment history. So you're getting payment history is the biggest thing when it comes to building personal credit. Payment history accounts for 35% of your score. 30% of your score is credit utilization, meaning if you have a $100 credit card and you use $30 on it, you've utilized 30% of your available amount. After 30%, your score is going to drop. Even before 30%, your score can drop because it's just going up. You really want to stay between 2 and 9% to see a positive increase in your score. If you don't do anything, you might not see an increase at all. But if you go over that 9%, you could potentially start dropping your score. At 30%, they consider your cards maxed out. But when you're working with me, when you're working with the experts, we show you how to hide your utilization rate so you can max out the credit card and they won't even know. So it won't drop your score. So rent reporters, rental karma, 2 different places you can get accounts with them. Self-lender is another account. Well, self-lender is like a secure loan. All you do is sign up and they'll give you certain options to on how you want to proceed to do business with them. They have different options, like you can do a 12-month plan, you can do a 2-year plan, a 6-month plan, and each one of those plans are going to have a different price that you pay. And at the end of that payment term, they're going to give you pretty much all of your money back, besides like some fees and stuff like that. So if you get one account, it's like $800 over 12 months. You'll pay them, I think it's $35 a month. You'll pay them every single month, and then at the end of that 12 months, so every month is going to show a positive payment history on your account. It's also going to, being that it's a loan, it's going to show a utilization rate at 100% when you first start. So it could potentially drop your score. It could raise it up depending on what's on your credit already. But every month is going to pay down your utilization. It's also going to show a positive payment history. So it's going to boost your score. Typically, I would say you can get like 9 to 18 points a month just by having this account on there. And like I said, it's like $36 a month. Rental reporters and rental karma is going to be about $8, $9 a month for each one. So altogether, you're looking at $30 a month. But you're also looking at like 15, 20, 30 points every month that your score could potentially go up. I can't say it's going to be like that for everybody. It's always going to depend on everything on your credit, because everything is going to go together. But you could see a potential 30-point increase, 18 points, something like that increase every single month. And it's not going to take you that long to get to that 700 credit score, depending on where you're at, especially if you're removing the negatives and you're adding these positive accounts. Swap lease is another thing. If you don't have like an auto loan on your credit, you have to get an auto loan. You have to get like some kind of big payment primary account, like an auto loan or a mortgage. But we don't want you to get stuck in that 30-year mortgage if you're not, if you don't know for sure if you can afford it. Because 30 years is a very long time. So many things happen in 30 years. We wouldn't want you to get something like that and then default on it just trying to build your credit. So you can go to Swap Lease. I did a video about this, Swap Lease in Turo, and also Hire a Car. You can go on Swap Lease, find a vehicle that somebody has a lease on, and they'll be looking to swap that lease to you for a certain amount of time. So let's say 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is. You can get a Lamborghini off of Swap Lease, and you'd be paying like $3,600 a month for it. But if you put it on Turo, it rents out at $1,300 a day. So you rent it out for 3 days out of the month, and your whole car note is paid for. So you could drive a Lamborghini the rest of the month just using that strategy. And also you're building positive payment history. There's a few different things you can do with it. You can actually get a smart car. You can get a smart car for that. It's like between $100 and like $170 a month, something like that. But what you do with it is you go to other businesses and say, look, and you think about it as well. If you're a business owner and I walk into your building and say, look, I have a vehicle. I want to put your logo on it. It's going to cost you $170 a month, but I'll put your logo on the side of my vehicle, and it's always going to be driving around in the city, so people will constantly see your logo or your contact information to get you more clients. And you don't have to drive a smart car. Like I know, the smart car is not that pretty. If you're driving and a mosquito hit that thing, the airbag's going to come out because they're so small. But somebody that's driving Uber Eats, somebody that's driving Grubhub, Uber, no, not Uber, Uber Eats, Grubhub, things like that, they'll be more than happy to drive those vehicles and do like deliverers and things like that because they're making income as well. So you're charging 170 to put the logo on it, which is your whole car note, your whole payment already. And then you're charging your driver 170 a week. And 4 weeks out of the month is I think it's like 560 or something like that. It's a nice bit of money. So you're making income from that. Plus, you got 3 different sides on the vehicle. You don't have just one logo now. You got one on the front. One on the side. Driver door, passenger door, and the back of the vehicle. You got 3 logos on there. Each one of them paying 170 a month. You just made 3 times your payment with just the logos. That's not even including the person driving the vehicle around. So there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do that, and also it's building your personal credit while you're doing it. So swap lease is another thing. You'll add a positive account to your credit. And once that lease is over, you give that vehicle back to that person. So you just pretty much they're loaning it to you, and you're making the payments on it. You know how if you meet somebody with a nice car, you say, "Look, man, let me have that car, or let me borrow your car." They say, "Yeah, you can have it if you pay the note." That's pretty much what it is. They let you pay the note for a certain amount of time, and then you give the car back to them. So another one, let's see which one I'm gonna give y'all. We got a whole bunch of them. Credit My Rent is another thing, just like Rental Kharma and Rent Reporters. Credit My Rent. I'm gonna tell you this other strategy. First of all, I want to say, when you go into banks and places like that to try to get loans and lines of credit and credit cards, they want to see like 10 different accounts on your credit, 10 different positive accounts. When you go on like Credit Karma, there's a section that's gonna show you your payment history. I might try to put a picture of it so you can see it. Payment history, utilization rate, inquiries, derogatory marks, inquiries. I said that already, but things like that, and it'll show on there how many total accounts you have. You want to have like 8 to 10 at the least. 8 would be the lowest, and using these accounts is going to get you to that 8 to 10 mark. I just told you Rental Karma, Rent Reporter, Self Lender, Swap Lease. That's 4 accounts right there. With this other strategy, you're going to get 3 more accounts. So that's 7 accounts. You right there. All you need now is some credit cards. And I wouldn't say get secure credit cards, depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get funding, if you're trying to get like hundreds of thousands of dollars from the bank, I wouldn't say get secure credit cards unless you're going to get them and put like super high limits on, like 10,000, 5,000, something like that. If you're just going to get a couple $100s, I wouldn't do that. Just wait until you can actually get personal credit cards, because I can get you personal credit cards as long as you can get these accounts and put them on your credit. So this next strategy is going to be secured loans. Just like self-lender, like we talked about, secured loans is going to give you, it's going to do a few different things. First of all, when you put it on your credit, it's going to drop your score because you have a brand new account and you also have 100% utilization. Like I said before, 30% is pretty much maxed out. So when you go 100%, it's going to drop your score a lot. But once you're making these positive payments, so what you're going to do, I'm going to go through the strategy first. You get 3 different secure loans, and what you want to do is get them with places that either you bank with or that you want to bank with. I would always say go to credit unions, because credit unions is always looking to help people. So if you're in my area, you would have like a Pelican Federal Credit Union, whatever the name of it is. But go to a credit union, because there's different levels to the banking system as well. You can't just go in with no credit and get a Wells Fargo line of credit or American Express. But when you start with these credit, what's it called now? I'm drawing a blank. The credit unions. When you start with the credit unions and you build a relationship with them, you can also go to the regional lenders, regional banks, and that's going to be banks that's in your area but not around the whole, not around the whole country. And then you can go to bigger banks like Chase. Chase is everywhere. But after you already establish that relationship with the banks, then you pretty much know how to do it after that. So what you do is you go to 3 banks that you want to bank with. Like I said, I would go to credit unions because credit unions are always looking to help people. They always give high limits. You can open an account with Navy Federal. Navy Federal is one that you can get an account with them as long as you have someone that's close to you in your family, like father, mother, grandparent, grandmother, son, grandchild, something like that, that's in the Army or was in the Army. If they were in the Army, you can get a Navy Federal account. Navy Federal is good for giving out like super high limits, like $20,000 credit cards pretty easily. They also give out loans, lines of credit. There's another strategy that we use where you can get like I've seen a lot of people get $100,000 loan from Navy Federal for a vehicle, but then if they decide not to get that vehicle, they still have that 100,000, and it'll just turn into a loan. So you can essentially get like $100,000 and put it in your pocket and use it for whatever you want to invest it in. The interest rate is going to go up if you don't use it for a vehicle, but you got $100,000. You know, if you know what you're doing with the money, you're gonna make that $100,000 back. You should flip that about 4 or 5 times if you know what you're doing. All right, so to the strategy. You're gonna go to these 3 places: Navy Federal, a credit union, or two, or just go to 3 credit unions that you want to do business with. You're gonna open up. You can open up an account with them, and that's another thing. When you open up an account with some places, there's like a 50-50 rule. You open up a business checking and a business personal, or a personal checking and a personal savings, or you can do all of them and put $50 in each account. Now, once you do that, you have a relationship with that bank. You're not just walking in like a person off of the street and saying, "Hey, please give me some money." You look like those people on the side of the street, man. Some of those people, they're not, they don't need the money. They just lazy. You know, some people actually need it, but some people just lazy. So they're gonna look at you like that, like, I don't know who you are. Why are you coming? You know, I'm not just gonna give you money. You don't even have a relationship with us. You never had an account with us. Matter of fact, I can see you never even thought about opening an account with us. You know, so open the accounts with them, start that relationship, and that's gonna get your foot in the door as well. And some of these banks, they got some banks out there like Univest, Univest. When you open an account and you do something like this, you gotta have good credit first though. They can give you $100,000 line of credit just from opening an account with them. So you open an account with these places, and after you open that account, get a secured loan. A secured loan means that you're going to give them some money, and I typically say $500 to $1,000. You give them, let's say, 1,000. When you walk out of the building, they're going to give you that $1,000 back. But just like we talked about, every month you're going to have monthly payments to make to them in order to pay off that secured loan that you got with them. So you're essentially borrowing against your own money to build your credit. So you do that 3 times. You walk into the first credit union or bank, you get this secure loan. They're going to give you the money back. You walk into another bank with the same money, and you do that 3 times. And you're going to have 3 new secure loans. Your score is going to drop. Don't be scared. It's gonna work out in the long run. So after 6 months, you've made payment history, consecutive payments for 6 months. This is a long-term strategy. Nothing about personal credit is overnight. You can get trade lines and stuff like that, but you still got to remove the negatives. Sometimes the negatives take a while. So back to the strategy. You get these accounts. You make payments on it for 6 months. On that 6th month, after you make that payment, or when you're making that payment, you drop down that first one. You pay it off so much that your monthly payments are going to be like $5, $10, $15 a month. Once you drop that score down, once you drop that amount that you have down, it's going to bring your utilization down dramatically. It's going to shoot your score up like crazy because you have 6 months of positive payments or 5 months of payments. Then on that 6th month, you drop down that the payment so much that you don't even really know that you even still got it anymore because the payments are so low. So your score is going to shoot up, and then the next month you do the same thing with the second one, and the next month you do the same thing with the last one. So every single month, every one of those months, your score is going to shoot up like crazy. You still got these positive payment history every single month. You still got Self, you still got Rental Kharma, you still got Rent Reporter. So that's good. That's 7 different accounts you can get right there. That's gonna kill. It's gonna boost your score. Excuse me. It's gonna boost your score up like crazy. That's 7 accounts. Like I said, you only need 8 to 10. If you already have some accounts, then you might already be there, and I might be able to get you up to $250,000 in personal credit cards. But I'm not just gonna get you the credit cards and let you go and destroy your credit with it. I'm gonna show you how to use them. I'm gonna show you how to make $100,000 a year with the credit cards without even having to use them. With just putting them in your purse, in your wallet, or in your purse, you should be able to make close to $100,000 a year with the credit cards. It's not even talking about using them. So I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give you the strategies on how to make money with them. And I'm also get them for you while I'm fixing your credit. If you need us to fix your credit, I'll fix your credit for you. We'll help you to get in position, and then we'll help you to get those credit cards. You can use those for real estate, trucking, e-commerce, marketing, advertising. Whatever you want to use it for, you can use it for that. So another account, we're going to say Crown Jewelers. CrownJewelers.com is a place where you can get jewelry from them. They'll give you a line of credit. It's only going to report to, I think, TransUnion. But you can go on their website and it'll tell you who they report to. But you get an account with them, they're going to give you a line of credit. All you got to do is buy something from them. Like I said, they might give you like $10,000 line of credit, so it's going to be a $10,000 account on your credit. it's gonna show a new account. It's not gonna be an older account like Rent Reporters or Rent Reporters, Rental Kharma, or Credit My Rent. It's not gonna be an old account like them. It's gonna be a brand new account. But they're gonna give you like $10,000 limit. I think it might be 8,500 now. And once you get that account, all you gotta do is buy something from them. It's like maybe $100, whatever you spend, and it's just gonna report that you made a payment. I mean that you bought something from them and that you made payments on it. So every month that's gonna go. You're gonna have payment history. You also got a new account with a big limit on it. That's gonna make you look better. So that's 8 accounts right there. From there, you should be able to go and get some funding. It's actually 9 because I mentioned Credit My Rent. Credit Strong is another one too. Credit Strong, they run ads on Facebook and stuff like that. So Credit Strong is another one that you can get, and they're similar to Self, and that's going to be a new account. So right there, that's 10 different accounts you can get. If you get all 10 of these accounts, you put yourself in position to get so much money from the banks, as long as you know how to get it, as long as you know the strategies. And then, like I said, we're not even talking about using the cards, but you can still get $100,000 a year in income. It's actually more than that. It's like 180 altogether. I tell people 117 just for them to wrap their head around it, because most people can't understand the fact of making $100,000, let alone making $100,000 that you're not really working for. You know, so these are just 10 accounts you can get. That's going to shoot you. That's going to build your credit. As long as you're making the payments like you're supposed to, as long as you're responsible, you're going to put yourself in position to be at an 800, 700, 750 credit score pretty easily. You know, like I said, it's not overnight. Nothing's overnight when it comes to personal credit. When it comes to business credit, it's a lot faster. But personal credit, it takes some time. You know, you got to have payment history. There's 5 different things that go into consideration when building personal credit. So you have to make sure all 5 of those things are good. But those are 10 accounts you can get. Go ahead, get them. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if this was good for you. If this is on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. If it's on somewhere else, like and share it to somebody so everybody can see it, and give me some exposure as well, because I want to help as many people as I can. I want to make I always tell everybody, I want to help everybody make $1 million a year. I'm trying to make millions of dollars a month. You know, I want 7-figure months. I'm not there yet, but I'm looking forward to getting there, and I want to help everybody else do the same thing. And this strategy is one that's going to help you to get there. I've seen people use stuff like this and get $126,000 a month in just funding. What can you do with $100,000 a month? We get people up to $150,000 with our business funding. What if you get business funding first, remove your inquiries, and then come back and get personal funding as well? We get you $150 on the business side, and then we get you $250 on the personal side. You can't tell me that you can't do nothing with $400,000. Most people say that they can't grow their businesses, they can't scale, they can't start because they don't have capital. No, you just don't have strategy. You don't have experts on your team. Get these accounts, or I'll help you to get some accounts. We even have trade lines. If your credit limits, if you have a lot of credit accounts, but your history is too small, I can get you trade lines to build your age up, your credit age up, so you can still go out and get the funding. But you really want to build these primary accounts. And also, once you get those credit cards, and you're making this money with it, you're going to be helping so many different people out that you're going to open yourself up to opportunities to be with those people, like I mentioned with the apartments. You're going to be able to be in these big buildings and these big conferences and things like that, because who doesn't want to make $100,000 that they're not working for? Everybody wants that, you know. So and we're going to give you the strategy on how to do that once you're ready, once you're able to get funding. And if you need your credit repair, like I said, we do credit repair. We have a rapid process. We have a standard process. Either way it goes, if wherever you want to start at, we can help you to get started. You know, so I look forward to working with y'all, seeing y'all in the future. Let me know your results. Let me know if y'all like this video. If I taught you something, leave me a comment, leave me a hands up or something like that, or heart, or whatever you want to do. And let me know that the content that I'm putting out is actually productive, and it also lets Facebook, Instagram, YouTube know that the information is good, so it shows it to more people. So, and just because I'm giving you this free information, do me that favor, and you guys go kill it and be great.